You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
Furthermore, Yamaha's problems are structural in nature. Their excessive reliance on Quartararo has created a dangerous situation. When he fails, the entire project collapses. Yamaha is like a one-man team. This is exacerbated by the performance of other riders who have not performed as expected. Names such as Alex Rins, Jack Miller, and Miguel Oliveira have not been able to show consistent performance that can support the team. Compared to Ducati, which has multiple riders in the top 5, or KTM, which continues to strengthen its squad depth, Yamaha appears to be significantly behind. Ironically, Quartararo's contract, dubbed the most expensive in MotoGP, has become an obstacle for Yamaha in recruiting other top riders, as the majority of the budget is allocated to a single rider. This situation makes every decision Yamaha makes moving forward critically important. One such decision is determining Toprak Razgatlioglu's teammate at Pramac Yamaha for the 2026 season. In this regard, Quartararo is expected to have a significant influence. In recent years, nearly all of his requests have been granted, from a personal coach, a satellite team, to the development of a new engine. Therefore, it is highly likely that he will pressure Yamaha's management to choose a rider who can immediately compete at the front of the grid, not just a development rider. Jack Miller, who has yet to impress, may become the scapegoat if Quartararo feels he is not the right person to help bring Yamaha back to championship contention. If he is dropped, Miller is likely to move to World SBK, with the option of joining Honda alongside Cal Crutchlow or returning to Ducati's Superbike. And hear the full news. The 2025 MotoGP season is a crucial point for Yamaha and its star rider, Fabio Quartararo. Although the Japanese manufacturer has shown some technical improvements, the internal situation at Yamaha is heating up, fueled by Quartararo's growing frustration. Yamaha is currently languishing at the bottom of the constructor standings, while Quartararo is stuck in 11th place in the rider standings. Ironically, despite securing 4 pole positions this season, the second highest tally behind Marc Marquez, none have resulted in a victory. This reflects the fundamental weaknesses in the YZR M1's performance during actual Sunday races. However, Quartararo's frustration goes beyond poor results on the track. Deeper than that, he feels that the golden years of his career are being wasted on an uncompetitive machine. In several interviews, Quartararo openly admitted he no longer enjoys the thrill of racing and feels he has lost the joy of being at the front of the pack. This crisis reached its peak at Silverstone, when a malfunction in Yamaha's ride height system robbed him of a near-certain victory, an incident that deeply shook his mental state. Francesco Bagnaia, now racing for Pramac, even offered support with an empathetic tone, saying Quartararo should stay calm because success was just around the corner. But that statement only highlighted how dire the situation was for the 2021 world champion. Another structural issue exacerbating Yamaha's crisis is its over-reliance on Quartararo. He is seen as the team's sole realistic hope, creating a fragile situation without a capable backup when his performance dips. This weakness is compounded by the underwhelming performances of his teammates like Alex Rins, Jack Miller, and Miguel Oliveira, who have yet to consistently deliver at the top level. In contrast to Ducati, which has a strong lineup of riders in the top 5, or KTM, which is becoming increasingly solid, Yamaha appears isolated. Moreover, Quartararo's super expensive contract, reportedly the highest in MotoGP, indirectly hinders Yamaha's ability to recruit other top riders, exacerbating the issue of squad depth. One crucial decision Yamaha will soon make is selecting a teammate for Toprak Razgatlioglu at Pramac for the 2026 season. Quartararo is certain to have a say in this decision. Throughout his career at Yamaha, his demands, such as rider development, satellite teams, and V4 engine development, have always been accommodated. Therefore, it is highly likely that he will push for Yamaha to choose an experienced rider who can win immediately rather than just a long-term option. If Quartararo deems Jack Miller unable to meet those expectations, Miller could be pushed out of MotoGP and moved to World SBK, either with Honda under Cal Crutchlow or to Ducati's Superbike division. Yamaha's biggest bet for the future is the development of the V4 engine, set to be introduced in 2026, a radical move abandoning the inline-4 philosophy they have long upheld. The goal is clear, to catch up with Ducati and KTM. But this project is fraught with risk. While Quartararo has lost patience, the V4 engine has yet to demonstrate real performance. If this project fails to deliver immediate results, the likelihood of Quartararo leaving will open wide. Despite his frustration, Quartararo's talent still shines. Alongside Marc Marquez, he is one of two riders with the most pole positions this season, proof that he can still make a difference even on an inferior bike. It's no surprise that speculation is growing that Aprilia, which is becoming increasingly attractive with its competitive RSGP bike and race wins, could be Quartararo's new home post 2026. Especially if Yamaha's V4 project continues to disappoint. However, for now, Quartararo's focus is clear. He wants a project that can win now, not in an uncertain future. Yamaha's decision on who will partner Toprak at Pramac before the summer break will be a key signal of how serious the manufacturer is about improving. If there's no tangible progress soon, Quartararo's departure in 2027 seems inevitable, and other teams are already ready to welcome one of MotoGP's most talented, frustrated, yet highly motivated riders. In the ever-evolving world of MotoGP dominated by high technology and super-tight competition, there is no room for stagnation. That is the hard lesson that Yamaha is now learning. For more than 2 decades, Yamaha has been known as a pioneer and guardian of the inline-4 engine heritage, a parallel engine configuration that has given birth to legendary motorcycles like the YZR M1. This engine is not just a racing tool, but a symbol of Yamaha's engineering philosophy, precision, agility, and stability in corners. However, that era is now in its twilight. Season after season, the M1 looks increasingly left behind by its rivals who have adopted the V4 engine. Ducati, KTM, and Aprilia all have chosen the V4 philosophy and are thriving. Their superiority in terms of power, acceleration out of slow corners, and overtaking ability on the straights makes the M1 look like a relic of the past. Moreover, Honda, which is struggling, still has the foundation of V4 technology to fix. Meanwhile, Yamaha seems trapped in a comfort zone, maintaining an old heritage that is no longer relevant on the modern battlefield. The peak of this crisis was expressed in the scathing comments of Fabio Quartararo, the 2021 world champion, who openly criticized the performance of the M1. He repeatedly complained about weak acceleration, minimal grip at the start of the race, and the difficulty of catching other bikes on the straight. "I can't attack. I just defend. This bike is no longer a winning bike," said Quartararo in one of the frustrated interviews. The voice of the world champion reflects the pressure from within that can no longer be ignored. Yamaha heard him. And finally, they took action. The first step was to recruit Max Bartolini, a technical figure who previously built the foundations of the successful Ducati Desmosedici. Bartolini was not just a chief engineer, he was an architect. Under his supervision, Yamaha began working on the most radical project in their modern history, a prototype V4 engine. But this project was more than just replacing the engine. It was a total transformation. The new bike was built from scratch. The more compact V4 engine allowed for a different chassis design, more aggressive aerodynamics, and more efficient heat management. The exhaust is now positioned under the seat, a V4 signature, while also eliminating old solutions like the mass damper that once required the M1. The swing arm area, front fairing, and cooling system have all been redesigned to accommodate the explosive yet uncontrollable power characteristics of the V4. The first test was conducted in secret at the Brno circuit in the Czech Republic. Augusto Fernandez, a test rider who was previously tied to KTM, was trusted to try out the bike in a closed session. Although Yamaha was reluctant to reveal official data, various leaked reports stated that the results were quite promising. The main focus in this test was not absolute speed, but system stability, durability, and the response of new components such as the rear aero device, optical sensors, and various types of swing arms. One of the most striking details is the gold-plated heat shield that shows how seriously Yamaha is addressing the thermal challenges of this new engine. Meanwhile, development of the M1 continues, especially in an effort to keep factory riders like Alex Rins and Miguel Oliveira motivated. Yamaha tried to make updates to the chassis, electronics and aerodynamics, but the results were still unable to change the fact that the M1 is a difficult bike to ride in real racing conditions. Yamaha is now at a crucial point in its history. They have invested heavily, recruited top experts, and even plan to expand the team structure through a collaboration with Pramac, which is rumored to move to Yamaha from 2026, allowing them to field 4 bikes, 2 factory and 2 satellite, like Ducati currently does. This strategy reflects the awareness that domination in modern MotoGP is not just about the speed of the bike, but also about the team network, data and collaboration between riders. This grand plan is apparently also key for Yamaha to retain Fabio Quartararo. Although disappointed, the world champion has extended his contract until the end of 2026, a decision that only makes sense if he is given guarantees about the future of the V4 project. Yamaha also understands that if they fail to deliver on this promise, Quartararo could leave, and that could be a bigger disaster by simply destroying the track. There is speculation that if the test results after the Misano GP on September 15 are successful, Augusto Fernandez might be given a wildcard opportunity to try the V4 bike at one of the final rounds of the 2025 season. That moment would be a historic moment, the end of the inline-4 era and the birth of Yamaha's new identity in MotoGP. In the words of one Yamaha in-house engineer, this isn't just about a new bike. It's about saving our future. Yamaha knows it's playing catch-up to rivals who have been working on the V4 concept for years. But like any sleeping giant, once it awakens, the impact could be earth-shattering.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body.